was about a year ago at this time when we were talking about Christian Hackenberg, maybe a top 10 pick, maybe the number one quarterback taken. And now we're talking about other quarterbacks going in the first round. Former Penn State quarterback Christian Hackenberg joining us on the program. Good morning, Christian. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me again.
How was the John Gruden camp?
That was a great experience. Just being able to get down there and kind of chop it up with Coach on the board a little bit and go over some film. Really enjoyed it. Super good experience for me and very valuable throughout this process.
How goofy is he?
Yeah, he's a great personality. He's not hard to get along with. You get in there and he starts cracking some jokes and gets you really in the flow of things. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. My type of dude. And I really enjoyed the time I spent down there.
What's the one thing that Gruden told you that is going to help you, whether he criticized you or complimented you?
Yeah, I think it's just getting comfortable. That was his biggest thing, is just being comfortable in everything. But that's basically the big overlaying word that he used, was just get back to being comfortable again. And I think that that's something that's very correctable. So, not too worried about anything, just really excited about taking this next step.
All right, how do we get here, Christian? As I mentioned, that people were looking at you a year ago as maybe the number one quarterback. What happened? How do we get to maybe you're not even a first-round draft pick?
Yeah, I think just adversity hits, and at the end of the day, some people look at it as a bad thing. I really look at it as a valuable thing, I think, an asset to my game, and it's only prepared me more to make this step. I know what I can do. I know I can play, and I know that my ceiling is really, really high, and I'm just scratching the surface of it. And I think, just making sure I get in a great situation and go and do what I do best, put my head down, work, earn the trust of the team, earn the trust of the coaches. I'm excited about it. So I really try not to listen to what anyone else says. I'm very confident what I can do. I know that I can be a franchise quarterback, and I'm just making sure that every day I'm taking steps towards doing so. I'm just waiting on the draft.
What do you do better than Carson Wentz and Jared Goff?
Yeah, I'm not really into comparing either. I just really focus on what I need to do. I know where I need to get better, and I know that it's obviously been pretty good based upon what you were saying about a year ago. So I just know what I need to do to continue to get better and continue to focus on what I need to do. And we'll let everything play out.
He's Christian Hackenberg, former Penn State quarterback, joining us, Dan Patrick Show. What's the one theme you found that quarterbacks ask you in the interviewing process? Is there one topic that these coaches are asking you about?
Yeah, to be honest with you, there's been a bunch of questions, but I think really, the overruling thing was I think they really just wanted to know how much ball I really knew. I think that was a big thing that was coming out of my whole college experience, having been under Coach O'Brien and then Coach Franklin, and having a really good base and knowledge of the game. I think they really wanted to test the limits of it. So I got a lot of questions about film, talking ball, and to me that's a strength. So it kind of played right into my strength, and I feel very confident about what I know, and I think I'm even more excited about what I don't know and what I have to learn to continue to get better.
Take me back to when you were recruited at Penn State. Penn State's going through this turmoil. Joe Paterno's been fired. Bill O'Brien's in there. And you had the opportunity to leave, and you stayed loyal to Bill O'Brien. How much thought did you give to leaving Penn State when they were going through that turnover?
Are you talking about when I was in high school?
Yeah, when you were being recruited.
Yeah, I think in high school it was a little bit. No, I'm not saying there was a ton of thought. I was very committed to what I was doing, but I definitely went back and I re-evaluated my decision with my parents and my high school coach. And at the end of the day, nothing changed. I stayed there for a reason, and it wasn't just a knee-jerk reaction to decommit or stay. It was very thought out. And I thank my parents for that. I thank my high school coach for that, for being very supportive with me throughout the entire process and making sure that I made the best decision for me. And I still feel that it was. And I'm very thankful for my college experience, and both on and off the field.
All right, clear this report up by the Monday Morning Quarterback. Robert Klemko said that you blamed James Franklin, your coach, for your struggles your sophomore and junior year. Is that a fair assessment of what was said by you?
Not at all. I basically went into every interview and said, here's what we did, and the overruling theme was that it was just different. And then I was very focused on making sure that they knew that I was very focused and in tune with making sure that I was ready to take this step to the next level. So when I was in the interviews, I just basically said it was different, explained the differences, and continued to just be very focused on the future and doing what I know I need to do to be the best professional quarterback that I can be.
How did it get construed that way, though, Christian?
I'm not sure. Maybe you should ask Brian.
Yeah, because it just feels like that would be something I would want to know about if I'm a coach, because we're in it together. And then if you're actually coming out saying, "Hey, look, because of James Franklin, I didn't play well," it feels like you're the one being slandered here, where you're throwing your coach under the bus.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I've never done it. It's never been who I was. I've never pointed a finger. I owned everything I put on tape, and I made sure the coaches knew that in the interviews. And I know exactly what I need to get better at, and Coach Franklin wasn't the one pulling the trigger. I was. So I think that'd just be an asinine statement for me to go in there and say that. So I know what I need to do, and I know what I said. And if someone interpreted it that way, then that would be very shocking to me. So I'm very focused on the future and moving on and getting better.
Who'd you grow up following?
What do you mean? A team?
Team, yeah.
Yeah, I really didn't have one. I mean, I was born in northeastern PA, lived there for a couple of years, and then moved down to central Virginia. So never really had a team, just followed players.
What quarterback did you love growing up?
When I was younger, I loved Favre. I loved watching Favre play. And then as I got older, you had the Aaron Rodgers and the Drew Brees and the Peyton Mannings and the Tom Bradys. So we've had a pretty good run of guys as I was growing up. So I've been fortunate to watch that, and it's pretty cool.
They make it look pretty easy, though, Christian.
Without a doubt.
It's not that easy. Not that easy. Yeah,
definitely not.
Where will you be on draft day?
I'm going to be at home with my family, my brothers. So it's going to be nice.
Do you have any idea where you're going? You don't have to tell me, but do you have any idea?
No, I mean, not really. I've kind of looked at it as just making sure hopefully I land in a really good situation. And, again, just focused on the things that I have control over. I have no control where I'm going to go, where I go, but when I get there, I have control over how I work and how I prepare and how I present myself. So I think that's ultimately where your head has to be. And that's where it is for me, and I'm very, very relaxed going into this last week here.
All right, well, enjoy the Chicago Bears. You'll love Chicago, Christian.
Thank you.
All right, good luck. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, sir.
Christian Hackenberg, former Penn State quarterback.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.